Hey everybody, it's Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is the show where we talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you. Glad to have you with me today. We're back in the saddle, and I hope that you've been enjoying your week, or if you're getting ready to start your week as you're listening to this podcast. Hope that you're getting ready to start your week and that it's prosperous and successful for you. Now, I wanted to share something with you. There's a concept that I'm currently working through with my church, actually. And it's a concept about the four cures to success. And the reason we're working through this is we're going through this journey of exploring what it means to be a fully present person. In our world, we call that being spiritual. Now, as it relates to you as a leader, one leading an organization, one who is influencing outcomes, one who's responsible for the success of an organization and people's careers, it becomes extremely important for you, my friend, to find a way to be present as often as you possibly can for the sake of your success. And what we know from an organizational standpoint is that when leaders are not when they're absent and they are not present, the organization suffers tremendously. I mean, think about the loss of revenue. Think about the loss of customer confidence. Think about the loss of opportunity. Think about the loss of quality staff members who play a role in the long-term success of the organization. And when the leader is not present, when the leader is not aware of their role in making the organization a success, it creates this absence that is kind of hard to remove, right? And so at the end of the day, it's going to be important for you to find a way to be present mentally, emotionally, and yes, spiritually in your career and in your organization. And I'm going to add this too. Customers are aware when leaders are absent. Customers notice when the leader is not present. And I'm not talking about physically present. I'm talking about when a leader has lost the desire to be at the forefront of success, to continue to advance the work of the organization. Think about that. Your customers know when you stop caring about them. Your customers are aware when you decide to put aside their needs and focus on things that are not necessarily going to advance their cause and cause them to continue to patronize your business or to patronize your nonprofit or to patronize your project. Many of you are building something from scratch and you guys are working towards this big idea. And honestly, people are excited. People cannot wait to see you move forward in your journey. But at the end of the day, if you, my friend, are not plugged in and if you are not present, then your staff are going to hold you accountable. Your customers are going to hold you accountable. Your stakeholders are going to hold you accountable. And then what? What's going to happen at that point? So we're teaching our congregation to go through this, and as we're going through the idea of being present, it just makes a ton of sense that you, my friend, you too focus on being present as you're building this special thing that you have on your heart to build. Whatever it is that you're building, it's important for you to have presence. So there are four things I want to talk to you today about being present as it relates to your leadership, as it relates to your management at times, as it relates to the success of your nonprofit, your ministry, your business, your project, etc. Number one, you got to have a conviction of your purpose and calling. This tends to be kind of a cliche thing that you hear a lot of people talk about, right? What's your purpose? What's your calling? But I think for those of you who are mature and been around long enough in your career, you understand and you know that without purpose and calling, it is difficult. It is almost impossible to operate at your best. When you don't know who you are and what you're designed to do, what you're called to do, where you're called to be, it becomes ultra difficult to perform. But then, even if you're able to overcome performance issues, the longevity you have in the business or in the project becomes lost. It becomes null and void and absent. And at the end of the day, purpose is what sustains you. Purpose is what keeps you focused. Purpose is what keeps you going forward when things are not going your way. That's what keeps you moving forward. Purpose. When purpose is absent, anything can get you off your game. Loss of a contract, loss of an opportunity, loss or inability to become successful or sustain success, customer complaints and issues around that. That becomes a huge issue. And at the end of the day, when those things happen in your business, because it will happen, it happens all the time, it's a part of the process, it's part of the game. What's going to keep you focused? What's going to keep you with high energy? And it's not the money. It is not the money. What keeps you at a high level of performance is the calling, is the purpose, is the affirmation of your role in this business, in this industry, for the sake of your customers, for the sake of your staff members, for the sake of people who care deeply about your success. You got to make sure, friend, you have clear affirmation, clear calling, clear purpose about what you're doing. Number two, you got to have the willpower to abstain from things that detract from your success. Abstaining from people, abstaining from thoughts, abstaining from activities, abstaining from environments that detract from your general long-term success. When you overindulge, when you overengage with people or things that do not have your long-term best interest, you lose the ability to control as much as you can and what you should control. You can't control everything. You can't control how people treat you. You can't control, in some cases, whether you lose the contract or whether you get the contract. You can't control those type of things. But in areas when you can control it, in moments where it is up to you, you are the decision maker. You are the one who is ultimately responsible. When you are in those situations, friend, you need to have the discipline to keep everything that's allowable in your control sphere in control. So that may mean abstaining from certain relationships. That may mean staying away from certain environments, activities. That may mean picking up activities, getting involved in things that physically challenge you, getting involved in things that advance you, that build you up, that causes you to want to do more, be more, etc. That type of discipline makes a difference in your ability to maintain success once you get it. Here's the third thing, one of my favorites. You got to be aware of your need to have and to build a team. I have come across people who are building businesses, and they honestly they think they can do it all by themselves. And here's the gospel truth. No person can build a business by themselves. No person can build a nonprofit by themselves. No one can build a ministry by themselves. No one can have a project, launch a project by themselves. Any party you're hosting, if you're having a wedding, a bride knows that she's not doing it by herself. This is why she brings her girlfriends involved, her girlfriends around. This is why her mother is involved. This is why her best friends are involved, because these people around this bride help her think through what seems to be simple and easy decisions on behalf of the groom, speaking from experience, but for the bride because it's a personal experience, because it's a celebration, because it's something she's been thinking about for quite some time. It's not that simple when you're so close to the situation. And quite frankly, a bride planning her wedding is exactly what it's like for many of us who are building a business. We are out here dreaming and hoping and wishing for that day to launch this business and to find substantial success, however we define it. And yet, because of our overly engaged emotions, sometimes we need to take a step back. In all times, we need a team in place to help us think through what's the smartest decision in this moment. Man, overly emotional decisions can cause us to make bad business decisions. This is why you need a team of people to execute on key tasks that are relevant to your success, to help you think through situations, to advise you as you figure out what to do, what not to do, when to do, how to do. Teams take you further, faster, stronger, harder. Teams give you more hours in a day that you seem to can't find. Teams are valuable. So if you're out here trying to launch this thing by yourself, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. So at the end of the day, it's important for you to build a team. And lastly, this is another favorite of mine. You gotta stop talking about what you're getting ready to do and just do it. Can we just get to the point of just saying, you know what, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to accomplish. And this is what's on my agenda. This is what's on my radar. Go ahead and just execute. Stop talking about what you're getting ready to do. Everybody knows you're getting ready to do X, Y, and Z. All right, cool, great, got you. But where are you in the process of actually just doing it? Making it happen. Bringing it into reality. Make it happen, friend. Go ahead, make it happen. It's important for you to get to this point of executing on the goals that you set for yourself. It's important for you to get to the point of executing on the dreams that you're setting for yourself, because nobody is going to do this stuff for you. Nobody's going to make a pathway for you. Nobody's going to make it easy for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to make this happen for you. So you, friend, you are going to have to own this. You're going to have to position yourself as best as you can to just execute. If you find yourself not able to execute on the things you are planning for, then it might be time to just simplify the plans, simplify the process, simplify the steps, and then start to systematically execute step by step, bit by bit on the things that are on your to-do list that will lead you to building what you're trying to build. These keys to success, these keys to strengthen your leadership actually came from Jesus. These are the things that he did prior to him launching into public ministry. And these keys have nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with your faith system. In actuality, these keys have everything to do with practical decision making as it relates to living the best, strongest, highest quality life you are designed to live. I believe that your leadership can be strengthened by this. I believe your leadership can advance because of this. I believe your leadership can evolve because of this. And I want to go on this journey with you, talking about these keys to success that elevates your leadership. You know, for those of you looking for practical things on what to do to build a business, how to put one foot in front of the other, how to make 1 + 1 = 2. There are practical skill sets, hard skills you can learn going to school, being a tradesman, being an apprentice of someone, of all professions. But what actually leads to the capturing and the maintenance of success has nothing to do with your ability to add 1 + 1. Your ability to be successful, your ability to obtain and maintain sustained success has everything to do with the soft skills that must be developed within. Because once those things leave you, your success becomes null and void. It becomes irrelevant. It becomes as if it doesn't exist or never existed in the first place. And my goal, my desire, my job is to help you maintain that success. That means we're going to be dealing with the mind and the soul. Because if your spirit is not in the right place to receive success, to receive the benefits that come with being a good leader, if your spirit is not in the proper space to lead people, you will scare people off and your teams will dwindle down and your business will shrivel up. There's nothing you can learn by adding 1 + 1 to help you keep people or to motivate people or to find talent or to build talent, etc. Whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it. We're going to push this podcast forward to a whole nother phase. Because I need you to be in the right mind space and spirit space and emotional space to go forward faster, stronger, harder. I believe in you. You've been rocking with me for a minute. You've been listening to this podcast for a minute. I believe in you. We're going to go on this journey together. I hope these 4 steps help you. I hope it inspires you to rethink how you're pursuing success. I hope it helps you rethink how you are navigating success. Yes, success does require faith. Faith in God, faith in your abilities that God has been giving you, and faith to actually execute on something. Because while you're sitting on the sidelines criticizing folks and hating on people, life is passing you by and you're wasting time. So I hope that this journey does well for you. And I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. This is Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. Follow us on all social media platforms at Dr. William P. Clark. Follow me on your favorite podcasting platform. And I'll be glad to be on the journey with you. Connect with me. Share with me. Talk to me about what you're going through. Would love to just continue to pour into you and to help you on your leadership journey. This is Dr. William Clark. We'll see you in the next show.